What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Sorry, wiping the crust out of my eyes. I just woke up little, not too long ago. So, still trying to wake my body up. Now, today I want to talk about good art versus bad art. Okay. Before I do that, these are just my opinions. Everyone's entitled to them. Everyone has their own perspective on things. Everybody has their own perspective on what's good and what's bad. So this is just my opinion, okay? Now, when it comes to what's good art and bad art, I personally believe that there is no such thing as good or bad art, okay? Because I believe it's all a matter of perspective. It's it's all subjective, right? Now, I do believe that there are some quote unquote rules to making what is considered art. Well, I have my own definition of certain rules that I follow that to me what I would consider good art and bad art. Okay, now from my perspective, there's an old expression that said it's about music, but I'm gonna apply it to art. Okay, I'm gonna apply it to the visual arts. Right. Good. I was told I believe that good music is music that serves a purpose. Okay. So if someone makes a song that's meant for people to dance and people who dance, it serves its purpose. Therefore, it's good. If someone makes a song that makes you feel emotion, makes you cry, if that was the intent, then to me it's good. It serves its purpose. If someone makes a song that makes you angry, and the purpose was for that artist to make you feel that way, then it's good. It serves its purpose. I believe the same thing applies with art, with drawing, with painting, all that, sculpture, all that. If if you make a painting that is supposed to make you think, make you introspect, make you self-reflect, and that was the artist's intent, then to me it's good. It serves its purpose, right? Now, my definition of what I consider good art is I like art that makes you think. That when you see it, you see layers and layers of meaning, or what you can take out, what you can extrapolate. Also, I grew up in I grew up in the era of no comic books. I grew up with comic books, so many of my inspirations of what came from that world, the comic world, the animation world. Those were my heaviest influences. So they were very vibrant in color, very detailed. I like that. I like things that have detail. How you can see the difference between leather and cotton in a painting or in a drawing. Right. I like art. Good art to me also has a message that goes beyond the time in which it was made. Same thing with music. If I listen to a song that was just as relevant when it was made as it was will be 20 years from now, I like that. It can fit into any era. Same thing I think with art. Good art I believe can fit into any era. You put it in any time frame, and I believe that the message that was intended by the artist will still be conveyed. Right? I believe that Michelangelo's sketches. will still be just as relevant now as it was 500 years ago. Okay, I personally believe that Leonardo da Vinci would appreciate a Picasso. I believe he would. I believe that if those two ever met, they would enjoy each other's artwork. Right? Now, I think there's certain rules. Yeah, I believe there's certain rules. I believe there's certain rules to follow. I mean, I'm not too strict on them. I think there's certain rules that can be followed that, if followed visually, then the message that is sent can be better transmitted. You know, you have about like certain thing about lines. Certain lines you use, certain colors you use against another color, certain patterns, certain textures. Those things together, I believe, can best convey the artist's message. Whatever the artist was trying to put forth in their art, I believe that if they follow certain rules, you can get the best results, and it can translate to everyone. Right? That's just my personal opinion. Bad art, I don't really think there's such thing as bad art. I do believe that there's some slight exceptions of what I would consider bad art, but do I think there's just a broad scale, just across the board, what is bad art? I don't believe that. I believe that bad art is also subjective, like good art is. You know, what I would consider bad, somebody may love, and vice versa. I'm an artist myself. Somebody can love my paintings or love my drawings, but if I go to a professor, they may not enjoy it. I won't say they enjoy it, but they may not. It may not do anything for them. It's all about perspective. It's all about what you like. It's all about what works for you. There are artists that I like that there are some pieces that they've done that it just doesn't work for me. It may work for somebody else, but that may be my favorite artist, but that particular piece of art may not work for me. All the while they have hundreds and thousands of pieces of art that I love, but it could be a couple that just don't work for me. It happens. It's all subjective at the end of the day. So I do believe that an artist, I believe that an artist, in order to fully get their message across, I believe they must have an idea of what they want to convey to begin with. Whatever it is that they want to push out to the world, I believe that there are certain, I won't say rules, but there's certain tricks of the trade that if that artist learns and masters, they can always get that particular message across. No matter what it is. If they want to make something that can make you laugh, they know that there's certain line formations, there's certain colors that work best with that message. For example, if you ever watch a movie, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have, when you're watching a movie, you'll notice that when there's a scene that's very mysterious, and there's a lot of suspense there, you don't see a lot of bright colors. There's always very cool colors, very dull colors. It's just to give you the mental impression of mystery. Just like if you go outside and it's really dark outside, since you can't see a lot when it's dark, you have a sense of mystery. You have a sense of the unknown. So you'll see that visually. Excuse me, sorry about that. If you see an image that's a very happy, upbeat tempo, the colors are bright, and it's usually in daytime. That's just a visual image. It's really for the subconscious. The subconscious doesn't really, the brain doesn't really understand why they feel a certain way, but the subconscious understands that when I think of mysterious, when I think of scary, I think dark. When I think of happy, when I think of upbeat, when I think of fast, it's usually bright colors. The same thing applies when it comes to a painting or a drawing. If you want to draw a picture of a sad situation, you may see a lot of grays, a lot of dark blues, a lot of dark reds, like what they call cool colors. Cool colors are pretty much colors that aren't bright. They look dull. They look close to black. They're called cool colors. Hot colors are the bright colors, the yellows, the oranges, certain shades of red, certain shades of green, certain shades of blue. I got light colors of blue also. Those are your hot colors. You have your warm colors, which are kind of in the middle. They kind of jump around. Those colors in certain combinations can better give the image of the artist. Right now, I think that's a rule that, if followed, can get the message across that would help that artist bring forth their quote unquote good art. Okay. Now, what I would say is, if an artist is going for a happy scene, yet they're using all colors, that subconsciously gives the audience a sad tone, but you see images of the person smiling, the person witnessing it may not understand why they're confused about the image that they're seeing, because you got a happy setting, but you have cool colors that sometimes they just don't match. Right? So the audience is confused on a subconscious level as to why they don't understand. Alright? You also think about lines, certain line formation, certain line pattern, certain line thickness. The general audience may not understand it, but as an artist, it means a lot. As an artist, it's the equivalent of giving a dissertation on how you felt in that particular moment when you were doing that piece. Right? Certain lines that, when they're thick, can mean a certain action. Certain lines at an angle, like if a line is diagonal, it represents movement, something that is moving. If it's diagonal, if it's standing straight, if it's a vertical line, stillness. If it's a horizontal line, it usually gives the audience the visual image of something being wide, like a panorama. Okay? So when you have somebody running, like if you see an image of Usain Bolt, all the images are of him at a slant, at a diagonal, which gives the audience looking at the image the idea of something moving, right? And then you see the background where it's blurry. Now, if you were to see the background blurry, which represents movement, but you see the image of Usain Bolt standing straight up, it doesn't correlate. It doesn't translate as fast motion. But if you see blurry background, but Usain Bolt slanted, it gives the image that not only is this person running, but they are running so fast that the camera that's focusing on the runner cannot comprehend visually the background, because the person is moving so fast and the camera has to keep up. Right? That gives the audience the image, the thought of this person is fast, extremely fast. If you draw an image with horizontal lines, it gives the illusion, which is all a trick. It's all the trick of it's the actually the brain being tricked, not the eyes, because the eyes see light. The brain, which interprets the light from the eyes, is being tricked into thinking certain things that actually isn't happening. Okay? When you have an image of a horizontal line, it gives the illusion that the object is wider than it actually is. Okay? And you normally see that when it comes to landscapes or paintings of ocean fronts. You normally will see the image horizontal, which gives the illusion that the space to which they're looking is so vast and so wide that it doesn't seem to end. is just wide. Okay. Vertical lines give the illusion of things being longer or taller than they actually are. You see this a lot in fashion. You see a lot in clothes. They say, when you have a suit or you have a dress that has horizontal lines, it gives the illusion that the object is slimmer than they actually are. You have a dress with horizontal lines, it gives the illusion that it's actually wider than it actually is. It's actually all a visual trick. It's not actually real, it's just a visual trick. It gives the brain the illusion that things are taller or longer or wider than they actually are. Color patterns. Certain patterns go together well. Like, you see polka dots and stripes, depending on the color, depending on the thickness of the line, depending on how many circles you have or polka dots you have, you put them in combination, they work. And you also have things called symmetry and asymmetry. Symmetry just means same, split down. If you take this image and split me down the middle, and one side is equal in proportion to the other side, they're even, they're the same, they're symmetrical. Asymmetrical is when you take the same image of me and you make a line here. This side is smaller than this side, so you focus more of your attention on the side that is bigger. Symmetry means you focus on both sides equally. Okay, it's just some of the things that help to bring the artist's full message across to make their art quote unquote good. Usually, when an artist follows those particular rules or that particular structure, whatever they were trying to get across gets across very well, and people normally would consider that piece good art. And at times when you may see an image of those things not matching up, certain colors don't go together with the actual theme of the project, certain lines are put into place that doesn't really correlate, those things are confusing to the eye. If they're confusing, if the brain can't comprehend, if the brain can't make sense of it, because of those things, those are small color things, certain lines don't go with certain colors, certain patterns. When the brain can't comprehend fully, when the brain can't pinpoint can't make a focal point and work their way around it, it confuses the brain, and the person can't comprehend what they're looking at. Therefore, they most likely would consider that bad art. Okay, but it's all still subjective, because another person can also come around and see that same so quote unquote confusing piece of art and love it because it is confusing. Somebody may come around and say, "Well, I love that because it makes your eye go everywhere." Or somebody say, "I don't like that because I can't comprehend it. My brain can't focus on anything." Alright? So what makes good art and bad art is all up to, it's a beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Just, if beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so what? So is good and bad art. It's all in the eye of the beholder. What you consider good, what you consider bad, is how you will judge things. Okay? It's all subjective. There is no clear-cut, mathematical, precise way of objective way without any bias to make something good or bad when it comes to art. If you like it, you'll like it for your own reasons. If you don't like it, you won't like it for your own reasons. Okay? Right. That's just my little summary of good art versus bad art. Try those things out. Go, if you want to do a drawing, try those principles out. Try those techniques out with certain lines and certain color patterns and see how they work out. Go to someone, show them a drawing you did of certain color patterns and ask them what they feel about it. See what response you get. Alright? It's Christopher Thomas signing out. Peace.